You have it on backwards.
Really? No.
Welcome everyone watching to the Intrasquad Scary Swims of Lynchburg Swimming. My name is Mason Swanner and my co-host today is Margaret Dawson.
We're about to start in a few minutes with our first event, the 400-yard medley relay.
So today we have our first event as the 400-yard medley, men's and women's. Coming up after that, we will have our men's and women's 200-yard freestyle. Next up, we'll have the men's and women's 50-yard freestyle, 200-yard butterfly, 100-yard freestyle. Then after that, we'll have our 200-yard backstrokes, 500-yard freestyles, and to end it off, we'll have our 200-yard breaststrokes and our 200-yard freestyle relays.
Should be a good meet for red and gray. Gray being predicted to get the win, but we'll see. It always keeps changing, so.
It's going to be a good meet. Who knows, swimming is one of those sports where you never know what can happen. False starts, disqualifications, stuff like that. You never know what can happen.
We'll take a break and be right back. As we start off our meet for the women's 400-yard medley, we have in lane 3, Carolina Steckler, Claire Galloway, Madeline Corbett, Savannah Solenberg. In lane 5, we have Lindsay Hare, Delaney Kennedy, Corinne Ford, and Erin Wojcicki. In lane 7, we have Nora Noel Nolan, Claire Evko, Ariana Perez, Victoria Watson. In lane 9, we have Madison Navicki, Grace Zolkin, Madeline Foreman, and Hayden Updike.
Looking at the events right now, I believe that lane 5 with Lindsay Hare, Delaney Kennedy, Corinne Ford, and Erin Wojcicki will come out on top of all these relays. And after that, here we go, starting off the meet.
We have red team in lane 5 and 7, and gray in 3 and 9. Should be a good race.
And off we go. What a great start by Lena Steckler. Lena Steckler and Lindsay Hare both taking off. And into the first turn there, Lindsay Hare is about half a second ahead.
Nora Noel, who's on the golf team and swimming for the red team, starting off strong for the team. Completed our backstroke very nicely on her onto her second 50.
There was 100.
Onto her second 50. Now we still have Carol and Lindsay still head to head going into their second turn of the 50.
Coming up next, diving in for breaststroke for gray team, it is Claire Galloway, and diving in for breaststroke for red team is Delaney Kennedy. Up next in lane 7, we have Claire Evko going in for breaststroke for red team. In lane 9, Grace Zalkine going in for gray team.
A great finish for Nora Noel for her first race back in years. We have Claire Galloway and Delaney keeping it close, keeping it together, going into the wall into their second 50.
I mean, both breaststrokes are looking great. Claire Galloway is the faster 100 breaststroker, but Delaney is holding her own.
Strong swimming from all in this event.
It's going to be an exciting 200 breaststroke between those two.
Up next in lane 3, we have Maddie Corbett going for fly and Corinne Ford.
Very deep dive by Maddie Corbett. Up next for fly in lane 7 for red team, we have Ariana Perez. In lane 9, we have Madeline Foreman.
Should be a good race between those two. Off to a great start. The stroke is looking really strong. As we come into our second 50 for lane 3 and 5, they're tight. They're about to touch the wall. Clear, almost a second behind is Corinne.
Both staying strong, both looking very good.
Ariana, coming back from an injury, doing fly for the first time in a few weeks, is looking strong.
Coming into the wall, we have Savannah diving in for gray team. We have Erin diving in for red team. Last 100 of this relay.
A great start for both. we have Tori going in, and Hayden for the freestyle.
And Aaron is pulling ahead. Going into the second turn, we have Savannah flipping, and right behind her is Aaron.
It's going to be a close race, a close finish.
And coming in lanes 7 and 9, Tori looks like she is going to flip first, just barely ahead of Hayden.
On the last 25, we have Aaron pulling ahead.
It's going to be a close finish. And coming into the wall first is Savannah and right behind
Aaron
her.
right behind her. It's a close race between Hayden and Tori. Tori coming in first. Tori getting third place for her relay for the red team. Up next, we have the men's 400-yard medley relay. Trevor in lane 4. Kevin in lane 2. Kellen in lane 6. William in lane 8. This should be a good race.
All four of them very fast backstrokers, expecting Trevor to come out on top as he is the top backstroker for our team. Should be a close between Kevin and Kellen. And off we go. Kevin, who's just now coming off of a wrist injury after falling down a hill, going to dominoes.
On the first turn, everyone's looking strong. It looks like Trevor's in the lead right now, with Kevin slowly behind and Kellen up there too.
And going into the first turn, it's going to be Trevor, and right behind him, Kevin. Using that height of his to flip almost at the same time as his.
Kevin's pulling up above Trevor. It's going to be a good race. Coming up next in lane 2, we have Zach Bennett, and in lane 4, we have Spencer Swam. Lane 6, we have Brandon Swarthought, and lane 8, Jason Weed.
For breaststroke, I'm going to expect a very close race between Spencer Swam and Zachary Bennett. Zach is our current resident breaststroke for a red team. And Spencer, with the tempo, is going into the wall at a very high speed.
With Zach coming in right behind Spencer, still has the chance to catch up to him on this last 50.
And Jason right behind Zach, and Brandon coming in last, but not far behind.
Spencer's still pulling the lead for breaststroke. Up next, we have Parker
Hands coming up.
Parker Hands.
And for red team, we have Landon Ellis diving in. And then Luca diving in for gray team in lane 8. And then diving in for red team, we have
Henry
Walls, otherwise known as HD.
We have Parker coming in first, with Landon close behind, still a chance to catch up on this last 50.
Landon trying his hardest to catch Parker, but does not look like Parker's going to allow that to happen right now.
Parker's fly is looking really strong, and the 200 fly for him will be a really good race.
Diving in for great team, we have Gabe Fisher, freshman freestyler.
Coming in next, diving is Matt Fields, lane 2.
Diving in for gray team in lane 8 is going to be Ryan Legg, our resident Australian.
Diving in now is Jackson Sitton.
Jackson looking very strong and looks like he's going to catch Ryan Legg going into the first 25. Off the flip, Ryan did not allow that to happen with his underwaters.
Matt Fields pushing really hard to catch up to Gabe. Still has another 25 to get there.
It looks like the winning team of the 400-yard medley relay is going to be gray team with Gabe Fisher with a great race.
Coming in a close second, Matt Fields for the red team.
It's going to be a close finish between Jackson Sitton and Ryan Legg. And coming into the wall, it is too close to tell. Too close to tell. It will have to come down to the stopwatches.
A great race by all. Up next, we have the women's 200-yard freestyle. In lane 3, we have Mackenzie Betts. Lane 4, we have Shelly Harris. Lane 5, Grace Rodansky. And lane 6, Amanda Cash. Should be a great race for all very strong swimmers. And we're off to a great start. Everyone's dives looking strong and stroke looking strong. Starting out, we have Shelly Harris taking the lead, but there's a lot of time left. We have all freshmen in this race except Grace Rodansky, who is a big part of the school spiritual life community. Coming into our first 50, everyone is very close. We have a flip at 3 people turning at the wall at the same time. Amanda Cash recovering from a shoulder injury is looking very strong. Everyone's freestyle is looking very strong. We have Shelly coming in strong, about to hit the wall first, and after this they have 100 left. We have Shelly pulling away from everyone on this turn. She's looking strong, coming down to her last 50 soon. Isn't this the last 50? On the last 50, we have Shelly Harris taking a lead, but don't count Grace out. She's coming slowly behind Amanda Cash and Shelly. Mackenzie catching up to Grace. She could get this second spot place. Shelly really pulled away with her last 25, still looking very strong. We have Shelly coming in first. Grace and Amanda fighting for that second place spot. Grace is going to get it. Amanda Cash in third and Mackenzie in fourth. What a great swim overall. We have heat 2 of the women's 200-yard freestyle with Abby Arthur in lane 2, Erin Wojtowski in lane 3, Carolina Stegler in lane 4, Lindsay Harris in lane 5, lane 6, Jordan Reader in lane 7, Molly Shan. Should be good race overall, predicting Lindsay and Abby to have a good race against each other.
And off we go to the last heat of the women's 200-yard freestyle.
Off to a great start. Everyone's kickouts look nice. The swimming looks strong. This will be a good race for all. Molly Shan coming back from a knee injury, looking strong up there with Lindsay. Lindsay coming into the wall for the first 50, strong. Taking that dub for the women's red team.
Lena not far behind her.
Lindsay pulling away. Lena's still fighting for that spot. Aaron and Lindsay putting up a good race right now. Lindsay's still going strong, but we still have 100 left after this. There's still time. Lindsay pulling away with Jordan and Carolina close, putting up a good race for second place. Lindsay with a strong 25 coming in for this first place for the red team. With Aaron coming in second, Abby in third. A great swim by all. Up next, we have the men's 200-yard freestyle with lane 2, Jacob Lafferty, lane 3, Kellen Campbell, lane 4, Trevor O'Neill, and lane 5, Kevin Bennett.
It is going to be a very close race between Kevin, Kellen, and Trevor together. Great start by Jacob Lafferty to start things off. Off the blocks, he was first off the wall. Going into the first turn, we have Trevor and Kellen flipping at the same time. But Kevin coming out ahead. First 50 coming to an end, we have Trevor and Kevin pushing it close together. Finishing up the second 50, it is going to be looking like a Kevin first flip, and Trevor and Kellen not far behind. Using those underwaters, Kellen was able to push ahead of both Trevor and Kevin. Kellen, who has always been good at underwaters, is using those to his advantage. It could be a red team upset over Trevor. Kellen going into the last 50, first in the wall. Kevin, second. Trevor not far behind. Let's see who can bring it back the fastest. Coming into the wall first is going to be Kellen Campbell. Coming into the wall second will be Kevin Bennett, and third will be Trevor. Fourth will be Jacob Lafferty. Great swims by all of them.
Up next, we have the women's 50-yard freestyle with Nora Noel and Nolan in lane 1, Kirsten Tanner in lane 2, Corinne Ford in lane 3, Claire Galloway lane 4, Ariana Perez lane 5, Madison Navicki lane 6, Caitlin Freese lane 7, and Kylie Cola in lane 8. This should be a great race overall. This is Kirsten Tanner's first race back from her injury and the first race of her college career this season. Expecting it to be a close race between Corinne Ford and Claire Galloway, with Ariana close by. Everyone with a strong start and a strong kick out. It's close coming into the first 50. In lane 4, Claire Galloway touching first.
Ariana touching second,
Corinne touching third. Great race for the red team and the black overall.
Up next, we have the men's 50-yard freestyle. In lane 2, we have Will Castlemeyer. Lane 3, Chris Richardson. Lane 4, Gabe Fisher. Lane 5, Matt Fields. Lane 6, Chris Jennings, our dual sport athletes. 7, Evan Gavin. 8, Jason Weed.
Looking for a good race. Chris Jennings and Gabe are probably going to have a close one.
We will see how Chris Jennings performs, as he is just now coming back from his lacrosse practice and as he has just maxed bench and squat. So his entire body is bound to be tired. This would be a huge win for Red Team if they can pull off the win right here over Chris Jennings. Great start by all. Gabe Fisher first to come up. First to flip will be Chris Jennings, then Gabe Fisher. It is going to be Chris Jennings first to the wall, and then Gabe Fisher and Matt Fields right there. First we have Chris Jennings, Matt Fields, and Gabe will be a close second and third.
A great race by all. Up next we have the women's 200-yard butterfly. In lane 3 we have Emma Grace Spack. In lane 4, Madeline Corbett. In lane 5, Tori Wasakine, and in lane 6, Madeline Foreman. All strong butterflies starting off in here. It's going to be a close race. Really can't call anyone.
If I had to guess, Margaret, I think Madeline Corbett is going to come out on top with Tori Wasan coming in for close second.
Tori swimming the 400 IM last night, and Emma Grace swimming the 1,000. Coming into a great race today morning, refreshed. It's a close race right now. Can't really tell who's going to come in first, but it's kind of looking like Madeline Corbett. Tori touching close second, Emma Grace touching third, and Madeline Foreman touching last. Everyone's still looking strong coming into their second 50 of this race. Still 100 left to go. And here comes Maddie Corbett with the strong fly going into her last 100. Starting off strong, but don't count Tori out, coming up close behind her, really fighting for that spot. And oh, here comes Emma Grace right next to Tori. Maddie Corbett coming in for her last 50. She's a freshman, looking so strong. Emma Grace and Tori coming in close secondly. This is going to be a good last 50 for both of them. Rooting on the red team. Emma Grace pulling forward a little with Madeline Foreman still putting it in. She's so close, one last 50. A strong kick out by Madeline Foreman. Madeline Corbett really showing us a strong swim today. Beautiful butterfly, not showing that she's tired. Emma Grace and Tori, it's going to be a close second. Emma Grace in second, Tori in third. What a great race overall. Madeline Foreman still swimming strong with fourth place. Great swims for red and gray. We've just been told that was, who's first? Up next, we have the men's 200-yard butterfly with Jackson Sitton in lane 3, Parker
Hands in lane
4, Landon Ellis in lane 5, and Henry Waltz in lane 6. This will be a really strong swim. Parker showing us that he really has the strength to do the 200 fly.
Yes, as we saw in that 400 medley relay and that 100 butterfly, Parker was showing no mercy to Landon.
Winning award at ODAX, Parker is coming in strong to this race, ready and focused.
And off we go. Jackson Sitton first off the blocks. A beautiful start. And if we're going to expect the same thing from that 400-yard medley relay and the butterfly, Parker Hands will show no mercy to Landon. Oh, but Landon coming out off that wall ahead of Parker. But Jackson Sitton is going to finish first to the wall. What a different expectation we had. Parker using those underwaters to catch right back up to Landon. Parker is a nursing major and my suite mate, and he has been studying all week for his nursing tests and anatomy tests that he did very well on. So he is coming off an educational high right now and is going to be performing well this weekend, I believe.
Coming into the second 100, we have very close race between everyone.
Coming in to that 150 wall with a 50 left, we've been Landon ahead and Parker right behind him. This last 50 will determine the race.
Don't catch Jackson out. He's still looking really strong on his fly. Still has a chance to get there on his last 50.
Going into the last 25, it is going to be Landon first to the wall. Parker not far behind. Off those underwaters, Landon is about half a body length ahead and is going to finish first of all with Parker close behind him in second place.
A great win for the red team by Landon, with Parker coming in second for the gray.
And Jackson finishing third.
What a strong swim by all.
We will now be having a 10-minute break before the men's and women's 100-yard freestyle.
Coming back from our 10-minute break, we have the women's 100-yard freestyle with Nora Noel Nolan in lane 1, Amanda Cash in lane 2, Caitlin Freese in lane 3, Abby Arthur in lane 4, and Erin Wojowski lane 5, Grace Zakine in lane 6, Ariana Perez in lane 7, and Hayden Updike in lane 8. Should be a good race for all. This is Abby Arthur's event, so that should be strong. And Caitlin coming close, and Ariana, she's been showing us that she is strong swimming today, and she's ready to win. And we're off. A great start to everyone. The swimming is looking really strong today by all. Coming off the first 25, going in the second 50, we have in lane 5, Erin in first. Abby Arthur very close to her, not letting up. Everyone looking strong. Erin is still in the lead, but Abby is gaining on her. We need this win for red team, so this will be really good. In first place, we have Erin. Second, Abby. Caitlin Freese in third. Great swim for red and gray teams. Next, we have the men's 100-yard freestyle. In lane 3, Zachary Bennett. In lane 4, Chris Jennings. Lane 5, Matt Fields. In lane 6, Ryan Legg.
Going to be a great race between all four of them, but Chris Jennings, after that 50 freestyle we saw a few minutes ago, should come out on top with a close finish by Matt Fields, and coming in third will most likely be Ryan Legg.
A close race by all. Chris Jennings coming into the wall in first. Close beside him, though, Ryan Legg. Don't count him out. Matt Fields and Ryan really pushing for that second place spot right now. Chris Jennings pulling ahead on this 75 with the last 25 left coming up. We have Chris Jennings in first, Ryan in second, and Matt Fields in third. A great point scoring for the black team in red. Matt getting those points for the red. Up next, we have the women's 200-yard backstroke with Shelly Harris in lane 2, Mackenzie Betts in lane 3, Carolina Steckler in lane 4, Lindsay Harris in lane 5, Madison and Navicki in lane 6. All strong backstrokers. Lindsay Harris is predicted to get the win on this one.
Which will be great points for red team, as after that 50 freestyle, 100 freestyle, they will make these points.
We have all freshmen swimming right now. It's great to start off. This should be a good race. Starting off strong, Lindsay coming in strong on this first 50. With Lena close beside her.
Lena actually taking the lead off this first time.
Lena in the lead, Lindsay close behind. Maddie and Vicky and Shelly racing for that third spot. Lena and Lindsay really close tie. Lena looks like she's coming a little bit above Lindsay. Lena pulling away with that first place spot.
Cullen Campbell cheering on Lindsay to go faster, to catch Lena. Will it work?
Lena pulling away from Lindsay by almost 2 body lengths. Looking very strong.
Hey, Kellen. Hey, Kellen.
I hope you guys continue to have a fun time. Cheer us on.
Go red team. Go red team.
Lena still in first place. Lindsay really fighting to get in front of her.
Going into the last 25.
Madison to Vicky with that third place spot, pulling ahead the other 2. Lindsay starting to catch up to Lena. Could be a close finish.
Lindsay trying desperately to finish just ahead of Lena. Lena will not allow it. And
Lena about a second before Lindsay, coming in second. Maddie and Vicky still swimming a strong swim on her last 25, shooting for that third place spot for the gray team. Shelly and Mackenzie putting a strong swim in, still looking like Shelly's going to get that 4th place spot. A great swim for Maddie and Vicky, getting that 3rd place spot for the black-gray team.
Shelly coming in 4th, and Mackenzie Betts is going to come in 5th. Coming up next, we have the men's 200 backstroke. In lane 2, we will have Luca Hokaj. Lane 3, Kellen Campbell. Lane 4, Trevor O'Neill. Lane 5, Kevin Bennett. And lane 6, Will Kassemeyer. I am expecting Trevor to possibly come out on top, but if things go according to that 100 backstroke and the 4 medley, then Kevin Bennett has a good chance of coming out on top, which will be great points for red team. As red team needs those points, we are 3 guys down. Great start by Trevor and Kellen to get off those blocks fast. And Coming up after the underwaters, it is going to be Luca, Kellen, and Trevor all neck and neck. But Kevin using his length to flip just with them.
Strong kickouts with all of them, with Kevin catching up. Trevor still in the lead, Kevin close behind. We have Trevor coming in first, Kellen second, Kevin third.
With a close race between Luca and Will. Coming into the 100, it is going to be Trevor flipping first, and neck and neck is going to be Kellen and Kevin.
Trevor looking strong, very strong. Kellen catching back up to him on this flip turn.
Kellen trying his best going into the last 50 wall to catch Trevor and have a shot at beating him.
Trevor's still in first, but Kellen is closely behind with Kevin in third.
Kellen using those dirty underwaters is coming almost neck and neck with Trevor. This last wall will determine who will come out on top.
Trevor coming up first with this underwater. Kellen close behind, and Kevin coming up.
Trevor finishing first. Kellen right behind him about the second half. And Kevin about another 3 seconds behind Trevor.
Great swim for red and gray.
Will finishing fourth. And Luca going to come in fifth. Great points for red team.
Coming into the women's 500-yard freestyle with Molly Shand in lane 3, Savannah Schollenberg lane 4, Emma Grace Spock in lane 5, Corinne Ford in lane 6, Madeline Foreman in lane 7, and Olivia Kuhn in lane 8.
And off we go into the women's 500-yard freestyle.
A long race, but certainly a good one, and with very good swimmers in this race today. Emma Grace known for her consistency in her swims after crushing her 1,000 last night too. This should be a great one for her. Molly Shand and Savannah pulling to the top in this first, coming into their 100 flip turn.
Going into the 150 mark, we have Savannah, then Molly,
then Emma Grace. Savannah staying very consistent in her strokes, strong. Molly close behind, also looking very strong.
Molly, who has been slowly recovering from her knee injury, was looking very, very good today.
Savannah coming in as a freshman is really showing us what she got today. Molly Shan catching up to her. Savannah once again coming in first place with this next 50.
About halfway in, Savannah and Molly are clearly pulling the lead away from Emma Grace and the rest.
A close race we have between Liv, Maddie, and Corinne over there. Liv and Maddie really fighting for that spot. Savannah once again coming in first place. She is really putting it all out there right now, but don't count Molly out. She is close behind. Emma Grace still holding steady at third place. Madeline Foreman pulling ahead of Liv and Corinne over there. As we go into this last part of our race, 100 left. Savannah is really showing us Molly still having the chance to catch up, and Emma Grace still holding her pace steady, looking very strong. Maddie and Corinne really fighting for that fourth place. Savannah pulling away from Molly. She is really looking strong.
Savannah, with a 100 yards left, is looking like the winner, but Molly, never count Molly out, as she is a fighter to the very end.
Emma Grace coming in on her last 100, looking strong. Did swim the 200 fly and the 1,000 yesterday. Very hard events, has a tough schedule today. Savannah coming in on this last 50, looking strong, still ahead of Molly Shan. Let's see what they have all to give on this last 50.
And off we go into the last 50 between Savannah and Molly.
Molly catching up, picking up her pace.
Emma Grace just now flipping and going into her last 50 and is trying her best to catch up to those two.
Giving her all out as Savannah is still in first, Molly with her last 25 left.
Corinne, Maddie, and Olivia all fighting for that fourth place finish.
Savannah coming in first place, but Molly's coming in second with a strong swim.
Good swim by both those two, and Emma Grace going to come in third. Now we have the Maddie, Corinne.
Corinne pulling through with that fourth place for the great team. Don't count Maddie out, slowly behind, and Liv coming in. Corinne with the fourth place for the great team. Maddie coming in fifth. Up next, we have the men's 500-yard freestyle.
Swimming in lane 3, we have Jackson Sitton, lane 4, Dave Fisher, lane 5, Landon Ellis, lane 6, Jacob Lafferty, lane 7, Brandon Smithhouse. And here we have have guest star Kellen Campbell.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kellen Campbell, sophomore communications major here. Just coming to say hi and thank everyone for tuning into the live stream if you are watching right now. We got a good one coming up with the boys 500 free. It's going to be a good one.
And off we go.
We got a lot of freshmen in this event so far, with Jackson, Gabe, Landon, Jacob. Oh my gosh, all of them are freshmen. It's going to be a fun race. Thinking Landon and Gabe are going to put up a good fight. Brandon as well is a good distance swimmer. Gabe's got that fight, and as well as Landon looking pretty good at the start so far.
Going into the first 50, it is going to be Landon, then Jackson and Gabe, neck and neck.
Only got a few events left. And that's all she wrote for Kellen Campbell here. It's a pleasure commentating for the last 2.5 minutes. I hope everyone on the live stream enjoys the 500. We got a few more events ahead of us, but it should be good. So, yeah, it's good talking.
Good to see you, Kellen.
Thanks, Mason.
Good luck on your last races. I don't know, we'll see.
I'll hop on with you for the 2 guys.
Are you not swimming it?
Strong in first place, Landon. Really showing his strong swims today, winning most of his events. Really here to win. So this would be great points for the red team.
Landon, who has been performing very well in our test set Thursdays of our 15 100s, 10 100s, and possibly 20 100s, has been performing great. And I can see why Brad sees a very strong distance swimmer in his near future.
Almost a length ahead of everyone. Landon still holding strong in this swim.
With Brandon coming in second, going to flip. But Gabe and Jackson not far behind Brandon. It will be a fight to the end to see who gets second place.
Gabe and Jackson really fighting right now, neck to neck.
Going into the 400 mark, 350 mark, we have Landon still ahead. Looks like he will end up finishing almost a full 25 ahead.
Don't count Brandon out. He is strong in second place right now.
I don't know, but we'll see. It will be a close finish for that second place.
Jackson and Gabe really fighting for that spot, still right next to each other, swimming in sync.
With a 100 left to go, 150 left to go, we have Landon in first, Brandon in second, and Gabe and Jackson sitting fighting for third.
Brandon pulling away from Jackson and Gabe, really fighting for this second place spot for the red team.
It would be very good points-wise for red team to get the clean sweep of 1, 2, 3.
Jackson and Gabe still really fighting for that third place spot.
Going into the last 50, we have Landon in first. finishing up his race.
Landon giving it his all right now. Almost a length and a half above everyone.
Jackson, who is pushing ahead of Gabe and catching Brandon. Going into the last 50, Brandon and Jackson are currently fighting for second place.
Jackson pulling ahead of Brandon in this last 50. Jackson's giving it his all.
And Landon is finishing up his 500 race.
Jackson coming in first, second in this last 25. Brandon close in third. This will be a tight one.
Red team with the clean
Jackson's
sweep.
going to get that second place spot with Brandon coming in third. What a great race for Red. Those were points were really needed. That would be a great addition.
And Jacob Lafferty finishing up his race.
A strong swim by all.
We are going to take a 5-minute break and be right back before the men's and women's 200-yard breaststroke. Welcome back, and we are about to start the men's and women's 200-yard breaststroke. But after the 500 freeze, our current score is 129 to 148. Gray is up by 19 points.
For our 200 women's yard breaststroke, we have Kylie Kula, lane 2, Grace Rosansky, lane 3, Claire Galloway, lane 4, Delaney Kennedy, lane 5, Claire Evko, lane 6, Grace Alkine, lane 7. Should be a good race between Delaney Kennedy and Claire Galloway.
My prediction, though, is that Delaney Kennedy will come out on top. Off we go to the start of the pullout. We will have great pullouts by Delaney. Delaney pops up first.
Delaney taking the lead on this first 50. Claire Galloway close behind.
Close behind with Claire Evko right behind both of them.
Claire Evko really putting it all out today. It would be great if we could get first and second for the red team in this race to give us some more points. Claire Evko really neck to neck with Claire Galloway trying to fight for that second place. Delaney Kennedy still in first place. Delaney coming in as a freshman, really showing a strong breaststroke today. Claire Evko really putting it in too, coming in second on this wall. Claire Galloway in third. Claire and Evko really fighting for that spot right now. Claire still holding on by a thread in front of her. Delaney ahead by a couple lengths. Claire Galloway coming to catch Claire Evko. Coming on to our last 50, Delaney still in first. Claire Evko touching the wall at second. Claire Galloway in third. We are having a Claire to Claire race right now. Claire really putting it all out there right now. Claire Evko and Claire Galloway still neck to neck. Claire Galloway pulling forward a little. Delaney with that first place finish for the red team. Strong breaststroke. Claire Galloway with the second and Claire Evko with the third, coming in third strong. Great races overall for red and gray team. Up next, we have the men's 200-yard breaststroke with in lane 3, Chris Richardson, lane 4, Spencer Swam, lane 5, Zachary Bennett, lane 6, Jason Weed, and lane 7, Evan Gavin.
Chris Richardson and Jason Weed, who recently just became real breaststrokers, have been doing our breaststroke practices, and they are looking good.
Number 16 is 200-yard breaststroke. And lane number 3, Chris Richardson. And lane number 4, Spencer Swam. And number 5, Zach Bennett. And lane number 6, Jason Weed. And lane number 7, Evan Gavin.
off the first pullout, we have Spencer Swam and Chris Richardson taking the lead. However, Jason Weed and Zach Bennett are close behind going into that first wall. $200 breaststroke, in my opinion, is the hardest event. Backstrokers and butterflies say different, but 200 breaststroke pushes your body like no other. You go into that first wall with Spencer Swam, then Jason Weed, and then Zachary Bennett. And in those 4th and 5th places, we have Chris Richardson and Evan Gavin. Spencer and Jason Weed looking very strong, very good.
Spencer pulling away from the pack. Zach fighting for that 3rd place spot for the red team. We need all the points we can get coming in these last few events.
Jason Weed trying to catch up to Spencer and is slightly catching up to him, but coming into that wall, Spencer's still in the lead in that 100. Jason and then Zach.
Coming into this last 100, really showing us strong breaststroke. Chris Richardson and Evan Gavin really showing us what they got.
Jason Weed shortening up his stroke, which is not a very good sign when it comes to the 200 breaststroke. It means your forearms are very, very tight.
Spencer showing us really strong breaststroke today, normally a distance swimmer.
Going
really
to that last
strong
50.
On this last 50. Jason Weed coming in second on this last 50, and Zach Bennett close behind. Really trying to catch up to him. Chris Richardson and Gavin fighting for this 4th place spot as we come into the wall. Chris going in first and Evan close behind.
Spencer keeping his stroke nice and long yet powerful, going to keep him in that 1st place position. Jason Weed, stroke looking very short, but it looks like he will finish in 2nd place.
Spencer swam with that 1st place, really showing us a strong breaststroke today. What a great swim. Jason Weed coming in 2nd and Zach coming in 3rd.
Great swims by all 3. Up next, after Chris Richardson and Evan Gavin finish their own little race between 4th and 5th place, we will have the women's 200-yard freestyle relay.
Chris Richardson taking that 4th place spot for red and Evan coming in 5th. What a great race. Up now in lane 2, we have Claire Evco, Mackenzie Betts, Grace Rosancy, Emma Grace Spock. Lane 3, Amanda Cash, Olivia Newman, Shelly Harris, Kylie Kula. Lane 4, Lindsay Harris, Delaney Kidney, Aaron Wojowski, and Corinne Ford. Lane 5, we have Abby Arthur, Madeline Corbett, Claire Galloway, and Carolina Steckler. In lane 6, we have Victoria Wassine, Caitlin Freese, Ariana Perez, Molly Sham. Lane 7, we have Grace Zalkin, Jordan Reeder, Savannah Schollenberg, and Madeline Foreman. Should be a great race. We have Corinne and Emma Grace just coming off the 500 and really putting it all out there today, pushing themselves hard. It's a tight race. We have Lindsay Hare coming in first for her team. Delaney Kidney helping them take the lead. Madeline Corbett close behind them. We have Corinne diving in first for her relay.
Coming up next as the anchors, we will have Kylie Kolka, Emma Grace Spock, Aaron Wojcicki, Lena, and Molly all diving in at the same time. It'd be great points for red team if Molly and Aaron Wojcicki can.
Emma Grace and Kylie about to have a really good race for this spot. A great race.
Great finish by Aaron Wojcicki.
Lane-
Second place, Lena, and third place, Molly Shand. Up next, we have the men's 200-yard freestyle relay. In lane 1, for the red team, we have Landon Ellis, Matt Fields, Jackson Sitton, and Kellen Campbell. In lane 4, for the gray team, we have Chris Jennings, Gabe Fisher, Trevor O'Neill, Parker Hands. Again, for the red team in lane 6, we have Zachary Bennett, Evan Gavin, Henry Walls, and Chris Richardson. In lane 8, for the gray team, we have Will Kassemeyer, Luca Hokaj, Jacob Lafferty, and Ryan Legg. Will be a great race between lanes 2 and 4, and then 6 and 8. Our coach Brad trying to get the women to get out of the water before the men dive in. However, they are all so tired and exhausted, they did not hear him.
Our coach is coming as Men in Black. Make sure you guys go vote on Instagram for your best costume. The team who wins gets 9 extra points.
Vote red team. Again, I say vote red team. As you can see in that picture, we have Kevin Bennett as a hula girl laying out front of all of us.
Some great costumes today and a lot of fun.
Off we go with the start. Chris Jennings and Landon Ellis leading off, along with Matt Fields and Will Kassemeyer.
Coming into our last race, everyone looking strong. Chris Jennings getting that first place off the wall, really putting it all out there after his lacrosse practice today.
Chris Jennings going to finish first, with Landon right behind him, along with Will on the far side of the pool. Luca Hokaj
keeping up and holding up this first place spot.
Landon is looking very good right now and is fighting to catch back up to Gabe.
Landon catching up to Gabe. Gabe is still holding the first place spot with Trevor diving in.
Jackson Sitton about to dive in for red team. And he's in. Trevor is going to have
holding on, but here comes Jackson.
And for the anchors, we have the roommate battle, Kellen Campbell and Parker Hands. Parker Hands is going to have a little bit of a head start off this dive.
Don't count Kellen Campbell out. He is in it to win it.
Kellen Campbell, fun fact, is currently 0-3 with Intrasquad meets, and he is desperate for that one win.
Parker coming in with a strong finish in first place. Kellen coming in behind him.
Great team, A relay with the win for the men's 200-yard freestyle relay, with red teams
Kellen coming in with the second
place, and great teams B relay coming in third place.
A strong swim for everyone and a really great meet. Lots of great swims and a lot of fun.
It's a great meet overall. We will have the overall scores shortly. But just a reminder, go vote red team on the Instagram vote.
The team's huddling up. Coach Aaron as the gray team's leader and Coach Alyssa holding down the red team over there.
that.
Red coming in with that score of 193. That was a great swim for all.
And Gray with the score of 203.
Gray pulling ahead for everyone. A great meet and very great swims.
We want to thank y'all everyone for watching and tuning in to Lynchburg Swimming's Scary Swims.
Happy Halloween.